Place to avoid being attacked or taken hostage. To shelter in place, take the following precautions. Close all windows and doors, and all lights.
Welcome to the official, the original, the only house for Las Vegas Raiders news, rumors, updates, and reactions. Welcome to Hammers.House. We are live moments away, at least I'm hoping moments away, from a live presser with Davante Adams and Derek Carr as they just finished up practice a little while ago. We do have some news that we will be talking about as well. We'll do that after the presser. Y'all know the routine. Break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell for all your Raiders content. Oops, I broke something. Oh, well. Again, y'all know the new rule. You have to be a subscriber in order to get in on the conversation, so would love to hear what you guys have to say. Before we go any further, let's do a quick roll call. Sinister's in here, my son Prez, Ben Bad, Anthony Estrada, Graham Cam, Sean, what's good? Anthony, did I miss anybody? Sinister, congratulations, bro. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to get this chat highlight fixed, and we're going to get right to it. Let me brighten my screen, too, because, yeah, it looks kind of dull. Give me 1 sec. Let's just update the chat highlight real quick for you guys. Derek, what's good? Ed, what's good? All right, I think we're good. Bourbon's in here. But, you know, first person to get hit with that chat highlight is Sinister. Bro, hope everything goes well. Wish you and your wife the best. Congratulations. I'm going to keep that up for a little bit, actually. That's definitely well-deserved. Again, y'all, month of September, Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, Super Chats, memberships. Majority of the proceeds are going to be going to St. Jude's Children's Hospital in observance of Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. Doesn't matter what you contribute, everything counts. So definitely consider doing that during the live. Let's see. Jason just came in here. Which of the big three on offense shows out this week? So we're home. We are going to talk about this matchup. I'd rather talk about it after the conclusion of our press conference. I think Davante gets his first touchdown at home. I think Derek Carr bounces back. And I think if utilized the right way, Jacobs goes off as well. Look, the more carries he has, he's had, 9 games where he rushed for over 100 yards and they're 7-2. Like, feed that man the ball. Last year of his contract, it is what it is, but he's a Raider right now. Ball out. Just do what you got to do on the field, bro. That's all we ask. Dean Jones and Crosby feast this week. Again, Joey, appreciate you pulling on up. 30 carries as a team is a must. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Joey, we are definitely going to talk about that. I'm also going to play probably like the last few minutes of Josh McDaniels' presser from earlier because he did have some insightful things to say in regards to the defense and how to play Kyler Murray. And this is something I've talked about in the past when it's come to mobile quarterbacks. And one thing is, especially when it comes to the edge rushers, we don't want to see Kyler Murray break loose to the outside. We got to contain. We got to contain on the edge. Force that man to run up the middle and see what happens to him there. Point blank, period. But again, I will play the audio bite from Josh McDaniels a little later on. Keelan Cole has been added to the 53-man roster from the practice squad as a result of DJ Turner's injury. Look, we brought him back for a reason. He had visited other teams. I guess he didn't seem to like what they were about. He came back here last week, was put on the practice squad, and now he's already called up. Next man up mentality. Salute to him, and I hope he sees the field this week. I really do. Am I missing anybody? Kick Murray in the shins. Oh my God. No, which reminds me, for those, I don't know if you guys are big on Bleacher Report, but Gridiron Heights is back. They will be doing their weekly cartoon every single Wednesday. It's released. Probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and a lot of stuff is pretty on point when it comes to the NFL. So definitely, if you guys get a chance today, definitely check that out. I believe my big brother, Wasted, will be live in an hour. So I'm going to be on with you guys probably up until he goes on, depending on how long it takes for this presser to start. We're still looking at the revolving shield. They got about 629 in that live right now. If you guys want to go over there and stir the pot a little bit and tell people to come on over here and hang out, at least they'll see somebody front and center talking. But yeah, Carr already admitted he was too aggressive last game. Rich, you know what's funny though? And I had this conversation the other night with you guys, and I really did everything not to fly off the hinges about this, but he's admitted this before. And again, this isn't Carr bashing. I don't do that shit. Like I said, I will call you out when you're fucking up. And he just didn't have a great game, man. Probably one of the worst games he's had in his career. Things toned down in the second half, but Carr just couldn't get the job done. He was forcing throws that he shouldn't have thrown, throwing into triple coverage, forcing the ball to Renfro. You can't do stuff like that. And for everybody to be ranting and raving that he hadn't thrown an interception throughout training camp for an extended period of time, it was like, so what happened here? Now you have real opponents in your face. But I was looking at the game film the other day. I didn't realize I still had NFL Plus. And at some point this season, what I would like to do is kind of do, probably during matchup previews, watch the game film on our next opponents. They'll show the same play twice. They show the same play from two different angles. But you can get an idea of what to expect and things that we could see against potential opponents, or future opponents, rather. So I think that's something I will add sometime, maybe even starting next week as we go to play Tennessee next week. I just don't want to take any chances in regards to monetization and stuff and getting hit, but there's no channel emblems. There's no NFL emblems.
Well, Josh had some things
Here we
for
go.
me and
Derek Carr's up, y'all.
I leave all the coaching points to Josh. You know, I don't want to give away what he's telling me and things like that. But we talked about it. We had some stuff to correct, obviously, but we also had some stuff that we could build on, and we tried to do that today. Really build on those things and correct those things to have a good practice today, so we could be on to Arizona.
What's the balance between flushing it and moving on and kind of learning from it as well?
Well, I try and learn from every game. You know, I think one of the big things, as you know, in my career is like, no matter what the game was, we always talked about that. You know, those 5 plays.
I'm gonna wait for them to finish, and then I'll talk on it.
That keep you up at night. You know, and I learned that from Coach Gruden, and Josh is the same way. We're going to make sure we correct these. Make sure we're on top of these. So that we're better always going forward, and that'll never change whether we won that game or lost it. That has always been the process that Josh, that we're always going to try and get better, and that's always the process I've believed in. And then you go to practice and try and do those things better, not just say, okay, write it in your notebook, but then go out there today and do them.
You look at a Cardinals team that kind of got it handed to them a little bit on Sunday. How is it easy to look past the score and look into the team and to really see what you're up against on Sunday?
Yeah. I never put too much into stats or into like the ultimate, just the score, right? I want to see the why. I want to see the scheme. I want to see the blitzes and the coverages and the players. And I've been on a team with a losing record, but we knew we could beat certain teams when you turn the film on, and we'd go out there and we beat them. People are like, oh my gosh, how'd you do it? Well, when you turn the film on, we saw it, based on what we had. So I never get too caught up in that stuff. They're a really good football team. They caused a lot of turnovers last year, stripping the ball, on running backs and receivers, quarterbacks running and all that kind of stuff. They're really good at that. They're really good at creating negative plays. They got some really, really good football players. Buda Baker's one of the best players in all the football. Isaiah Simmons can do everything. I've literally seen him line up everywhere except maybe nose tackle. I'm sure he's done that too. I'll get to that, but he's literally done everything. And I mean, they got guys everywhere. They're fast. They can run. They play physical. And so anytime that you have those kind of traits and they can create those kind of problems, you better be on it when you play them on Sunday.
Process of determining whether you stick with the play, trying to make a throw,
yep.
maybe you try to escape the pocket, run away, or throw the ball away. How do you just go through that in your head in one split second?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is depend on the situation. Sometimes there's times to throw it at a back's feet, and just, hey, move on to the next play. Sometimes you're trying to hang in there as long as you can. At certain situations in the game, you're trying to wait, for a certain route and all that kind of stuff. You have to wait, And so it's more situationally. And then, putting the ball in harm's way, that's another thing. If it's going to alter something so much and you're going to put it in harm's way, let's try and move on or, try and move out the pocket. Earlier in the game, we had a third down. Move out the pocket and just find Tay. Those kind of things happen naturally. But when it comes to the decision in that split second, it's really situational. You hope that you've made the decision. You've already repped it in practice. That's the situation and camp and all that kind of stuff. To where when you get in it, then you're like, okay, I know what I need to do, and I know who I need to wait for.
Josh was saying how sometimes every offense, the defense gets a vote on where plays can go, where the pass can go. And I was asking Darren too that when you approach the line of scrimmage, kind of automatically see. Last week we talked a little bit about balance. Is that just something that's going to come with time each week as far as your distribution rate and just what you see when you're approaching and how you, even before the snap, make those decisions?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was decisions I made in the game last week that happened before the ball was snapped. I already knew where the ball was going.
See? There's a problem, y'all. That's a problem.
Touchdown, complete, whatever. It didn't matter. You just move on to the next one. But I'm not thinking how many catches does he have? How many times have I thrown it to him? I don't. I leave that to Josh. I tell those guys, I've told you guys, the targets and all that kind of stuff. Go talk to Josh. I'm going to read it out exactly how he's taught me, and I'm going to do my best to do it that way.
When you're the preconceived notion of each play, where it's going to go, that could change though the second the ball's hiked also, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like if they fool you on the coverage, then the ball will go somewhere else based on the coverages that Josh has schemed it up for, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. So, and again, that puts a lot of work on Josh's plate, a lot of work on us as players when the ball is snapped. But yeah, we're not sitting here trying to count we're going to get him 20 and him 10. A lot of it can dictate as soon as the ball snapped or even before if they stay in it, for sure.
You said when you got back to watching film, you two had a talk and went over some specific things and hoping to see that change this week.
Yeah.
Did it immediately, because you had said during preseason you'd like to be there and ask questions during the interview. Did it immediately click?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's a very good teacher. When he doesn't just throw something up on the wall and hope it sticks. He describes every bit of it so you understand with every call. And it's hard not knowing our conversation, what all that means. But he's such a very good at explaining, very good at teaching exactly how he wants it done. I mean, I got a lot of philosophies in my head, and I'm trying to get rid of them all to make sure it's only what Josh wants. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm fighting. I fought through that a little bit in OTAs. Try and clean it up, and as we keep going, our discussions, from the last game, like I said, they were good. They were positive, and then the most important thing is that I do them today in practice. I don't just write it down and say, oh yes sir, but that I go out there and I do it. And that's the same for every football player. You always want to make sure, okay, whatever they say, now when we go out there on the field, is it retaining? Am I actually doing it? And so that was the important part for us today.
As it relates to that process, how valuable is just getting out there and doing it in an actual game, not a preseason game, but an actual game against an actual defense that is game plan working?
Yeah, it's completely different than a preseason game. Regular season, you're going to get all the looks. It's schematics. It's all of those things. It's not just, hey, this is our defense and this is our base offense. It's not all that. So you're trying to attack certain things and do all that stuff. And so, yeah, it felt great. Felt comfortable in the communication with Josh and in the scheme and everything. And clean up the details that him and I talked about. But we feel very confident going forward. I think just communicating with him has been really, really great during the game and after the game. And then last night, we're on the phone, getting ready for today. And I think that communication, it's been, it fired me up. It's exciting because I know if I just keep working that I could get better.
Has that always been the case where you're talking maybe to the head coach on a Tuesday night before a practice on Wednesday?
Most of the time. I won't lie to you, not every time. But Josh is on it. He wants to talk to me. He talks to me all the time. He calls me Tuesday. He has a set time. As soon as they're done, he'll call me, and he made sure that my kids were in bed already. He's like, no, go put your kids away. So I put my kids in bed, then we called him back. But he was good about that. But we have our conversation just to make sure him and I are always on the same page. And just that communication, just in those couple weeks that we've been doing that alone, is just the growth and the communication. And I can see, just keep doing this with him. We'll get on, get it rolling and be on the same page. It's exciting.
What kind of growth have you seen from him just when it comes to the basics like communication, open checks, snapping changes?
Yeah, he's very professional, and I use that term as a great compliment. As a center, you got to be a pro, man. You got to do the job. You got to make the call. You got to help the other four guys. You got to get everyone on the same page after I make a point and all that kind of stuff. And he's been such a pro about it. And he's gotten a lot better since day one. That's any rookie. If you ever look at anybody, their rookie year, first practice, you'll be like, okay, maybe they got it, but they don't have it yet. But he's come a long way. He's done some really nice things, and so I think his growth at center, at guard, all of that, just as a football player, he's getting better, and I'm excited to see what his future holds for him.
You working actually with him this week, just in case Andre can't go, so there won't be issues on Sunday?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you try to, because the thousands of reps I have with Andre, and then obviously him being a young guy and learning and moving, and the game's happening faster and all that kind of stuff, and me making sure I'm taking the snap from him the right way. It's different with every guy, which is funny to say. It's just different with all of them. But making sure that I'm ready, for that. And so yeah, we get extra work at practice before, after practice with all the guys, just to make sure that we're smooth, because that's basic football. You always want to do that clean.
Home opener. It's your first game at Allegiant since the Week 18 game against the Chargers.
Yeah, very excited. Man, our crowd is so loud. It's definitely it's always a fun atmosphere at home. Any home Raider game is an experience, and I always have a blast.
Prez, I'm not ignoring you. Let's get through this, and then we're going to talk about some other things, bro.
When we came here,
I'll never ignore you.
Home field advantage, what would that be like? Would it be the same as Oakland? And Oakland was a special place, But being here in Vegas, they've been every bit the Raider Nation, and it's been loud and it's been exciting, and hopefully it'll be an advantage for us again this year. But I'm excited to have our fans back.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Derek Carr. Again, something to take into consideration this coming Sunday in the event that Andre James is unable to suit up. We could see Dylan Parham, the third-round draft pick, potentially starting at center. We've talked about him in the past. We talked about him through preseason. He's a very versatile offensive lineman. He did take a lot of snaps during the preseason at the center position and did a pretty solid job. We just have to wait and see what the injury report is like. We do have things that are out there right now. As of right now, per Raider Scout, Denzel Perryman is day-to-day right now with a minor ankle injury. So right now he's questionable for this matchup this coming weekend versus the Arizona Cardinals. You have Brandon Bolden with a hamstring. He's questionable right now. Andrew Billings, undisclosed injury, but is questionable. The linebacker, Tay Davis, another undisclosed. He's questionable. Andre James, again, like I said, with the concussion, he's questionable as of right now. They said he did return to practice Monday. So we just have to see what they decide to do with that this coming Sunday. DJ Turner, as you guys know, ankle, he's out right now, guys. Keelan Cole was called up from the practice squad to the 53-man roster, so Turner will be out this Sunday. Jacob Hollister, undisclosed, again, questionable. Defensive tackle, Tyler Lancaster, another undisclosed injury, is questionable. Trayvon Merrick, the hip, we really have not heard any movement on this since he left the game on Sunday. Another one that's questionable at this point in time. As you know, Anthony Averett was placed on the injured reserve. He's expected to return Week 7 after his broken thumb that he sustained in the Week 1 matchup against the Chargers. And Cravon LeBlanc, and this was actually put out today, he is questionable for Sunday's matchup with an undisclosed injury. So let me get back to it. Appreciate y'all that are in here. Again, y'all know the routine already. Break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash a bell. If you're on the outside looking in and want to be part of the conversation, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but you have to be a subscriber to this channel to chat it up with me and the rest of the Raider Nation. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Now, let me get back to it. JB, you had asked my thoughts on our linebackers versus Kyler. Like I stated before, when it comes to the outside, the edge rushers, Crosby and Jones, they have to contain. When it comes to the linebackers, you're going to have one that's going to sit there and spy Murray throughout the game. We shall see if this happens, but in my opinion, for a guy that likes to use his feet, that's probably going to be the best way to go. As of right now, when it comes to the Cardinals, DeAndre Hopkins is out. He is suspended for another 4 games after this one due to the PED suspension. You have Zach Ertz, the tight end. He played this past week against the Chiefs. Didn't really stand out. I think he had 2 receptions for 14 yards and a touchdown, but he is still dealing with that calf injury. So right now he is questionable for Sunday's matchup. And another one of their receivers, the slot receiver, right now I believe he's questionable as well. It's either a hamstring or an ankle injury, but he is right now questionable going into Sunday. Let me pull back up and see if there's any questions. Anthony Averett told me he broke his thumb subbing to you. That's pretty funny. That was good, Prez. I like that. What do you think of Amik and Polamalu? So Polamalu, I've talked about this. I think right now him making the roster is to more or less serve as a special teams guy as he develops. The undrafted signing, I think that he will continue to grow and develop in the right spots, but seeing the field as a regular starter, I don't know. Again, Trayvon Merrick is questionable right now. I don't know if that's going to put Harmon there. Is that going to put Polamalu there? We saw Teamer, what he did. Teamer legit threw the Chargers receiver, I think it was Everett if I remember correctly, into the end zone. That shit blew my mind. Let me go a little bit higher. Thor, what up, my brother? Let me go a little higher and see if there was any other questions that I missed. I wanted to hit that one in regards to the linebackers first and foremost. Let me just... I saw Jason's. Jacobs and White time, please. Now, again, I believe it's Bolden that has the hamstring injury. You still have other running backs in front of him, in front of White, Amir Abdullah. But I want to see White get some time as well. I really thought we were going to have that opportunity, but they really did not run as much as any of us expected them to. I thought we were going to see more running than we were passing. I thought the running game was going to be able to open up the opportunities for play actions, for screen passes, for deep threats, for pretty much anything else. But they seem to really air it out a lot, primarily from those that watch the game, a lot to Davante Adams. The one thing that I've said time and time again with Carr, he's got to stop just looking at one receiver on a pass play. Like, you have 4 or 5 other guys out there. You can use them too. It doesn't have to be that one person you're zeroing in on, because people read that. Defenders read that, and they will glue. They'll glue right onto his eyes and just follow his eyes wherever it is he's planning on throwing. Throwing into triple coverage, huge no-no. I get it, it's Davante Adams, the elite of the elite, But you can't do that. You can't do things like that, especially when you have other guys that are open. And if the pocket is closing on you, stop sitting there. You're sitting there like a duck in the pond, just churning his feet a million miles an hour, not knowing what to do. Try to break the pocket. That leg injury was 5 years ago. 6 years ago, I'm sorry. You got to get that out of your head already, bro. You have to make plays with your feet. Protect the ball, get some yards. It could be 2, it could be 4, it could be 10. But dude, you are mobile. You got to get that out of your head already, DC. You got to get it out of your head. Carr getting aggressive with his weapons, no more checkdowns, knee screen. So, Jason, there was actually a screen pass that I looked at last night. I, again, didn't realize I still had NFL Plus and was looking on the all 22 or something like that, and looking at a couple of different angles. It shows like the same play twice, but from 2 different angles. And I saw one screen pass that he threw, and it was just like, dude, yeah, you had a guy there in Jakob Johnson, but the fucking linebacker, they're playing cover 3. The linebacker's right there in the flats just waiting. The second that he caught the ball and turned around, boom! Didn't get lit up, but he got hit right on the spot. Like, little things like that, you got to be a little bit more conscious of. Did you get yards? Yes. Was it a lot of yards? Not really, but you guys understand where I'm coming from with that. Let me continue to catch up with you guys. I'm hoping so, Cool Kev. What's a calf with no legs? Oh, Lord. Do I want to know? Like, oh, my goodness. I'm done. I know you talked about the back as potential spying. I think they will place Abram there to spy since Graham likes him in the box. Look, man, I would be here for it. We've talked about that when it comes to Abrams. He's definitely a lot more suited in the box. But even like looking at the things that Hobbs did, man, they blitzed Hobbs a couple of times and he made plays happen. Hobbs was all over the place. I got to give him props. Abram led the team in tackles, which I've said to you guys, if your safety leads a game in tackles, then you know your defense is fucking up, because your safety is the last resort, regardless if he was in the box for this percentage of the game. Your safety should not be leading your team in tackles. That is a problem. Flea Flicker was the most what the fuck moment of the week. Yeah. Waller missed a block. Derek Carr tried to block Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa took him with one hand and grabbed Davante with the other, and that was that. That had me bugging out. Prez, I'm waiting. Let's hear the joke. Raiderette for life, salute. Port City, he's a safety in the box and is fast. Look, I'm good with that right now. We need a real car, not a oh my goodness. I can't with you, Thor. I'm glad I can actually catch up with you guys now. I'm trying to get my points. Little man is doing good, Anthony. Thank you for asking. A cow lacking vitamin D. What is wrong with y'all? Willie Wayne, what's good? Okay, Carr's entitled to have a bad game. Him and Davante Adams made some mistakes Sunday. Now, even though we lost, doesn't mean... Chris, I'm not here saying that at all either. By any means, would I even think something like that? We have 16 games to go. Look, Kansas City went into Arizona and more or less kicked the dog shit out of them. Like I said, I would love to show some game film on that. Maybe I will at some point this week. Maybe we could do that potentially Saturday if we're live. Like I said, I'm kind of concerned about just getting hit with any type of copyright shit. But like I said, there's no channels that are included with logos or anything. It's not showing the scores or anything. So I think I might be able to get away with it. I would love to sit there first, a night that I'm not live, which, you know, isn't going to be too often anymore. But I would love to try to sit down by myself first and try to evaluate things before I come on here and get into it, because I would have to, the games are obviously condensed, but I would have to try to run through plays quickly or find plays like we could break this down and we can go over this. Hammer, what's the difference between a computer and a desktop? Also, you have read the joke out loud. Oh, Lord. What? Last week's loss cuts deep because it was a divisional game. Look, there's a divisional game that's going on tomorrow night between the Chiefs and the Chargers. I know most of you guys aren't going to watch it or want to watch it, but it might be a game you want to watch to pretty much start assessing things moving forward. Now, we played the Chiefs in another couple of weeks, in about 3 weeks to be exact. There are things we need to look at and start figuring out the ins and outs of how we're going to be able to shut down Patrick Mahomes and that offense. Like, Travis Kelce was on a tear again this past weekend. When it comes to this matchup for us against the Cardinals, if I remember correctly, the Cardinals have lost like 7 of their last 9 games. So I really am looking forward to this matchup. I hope this matchup is us really just brushing the dust off and showing not just the nation, but the rest of the NFL what we could potentially be this year. I'll watch it just to scout out the enemy. There you go. Yeah, he does a great job doing that too. Like, he should be a coach. Like, he should be coaching right now. He should grow like to next level. His knowledge of the game, man, I respect the hell out of my little brother for that, man. And shout out to Andy. Like, his content, his breaking down the film on specific players, how he highlights players, it is just phenomenal, man. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. Shout out to the head of Mount Shieldmore Security, LV Maximus. What's good, brother? The Lunchable Stacking, Capri Sun Killing, Trike Riding. He wears his sunglasses at night. The SC Experience is in the building. Salute to you. Bobby V, appreciate you. I love this hat. And again, I've said I'm going to try not to wear it so often on the live, but I actually want to cop the hoodie. I should have gotten it when I was in Vegas. I'm gonna get the hoodie, even though it's white, and I don't like to wear white very much. I think I'm gonna order that hoodie. Raider Nomad, can you describe Diablo's role and how do you think he did Sunday? Honestly, I've seen and I've heard a lot of various things, and it was a lot more negative than it was positive about Perry. I'm sorry, I almost said Perry. I did say Perryman. I'm sorry. About Diablo. But Diablo, in my opinion, I think he played a pretty decent game. He's another one that held his own when he needed to. He was another one when I was looking back, and I didn't watch the whole thing again last night, but another one that I saw a specific play where he was playing hook to curl in a cover 2, and I'm watching him just zone in on the swing back and how he just cleaned it up very, very quickly. He's a really good coverage guy. Again, he was a safety that was converted into a linebacker when he was drafted by... the screen just like went black or whatever. But I think Diablo actually did a very solid job, in my opinion. But, you know, you guys can go back and watch the tape and tell me otherwise. But I think he played his responsibilities. He played his roles the right way. I think that the one secondary was something that needed to be addressed. And look, now we're down Anthony Averett. It sucks, but we still have Rock. Rock did a pretty good job. And again, Hobbs did a pretty solid job as well. But our interior line needs to be more disruptive. And our offensive line, I saw good things. I saw ugly things. I did see a video yesterday that NFL.com showed of the PFF grades. And Crosby for the NFL had probably one of the best ratings. I believe it was a 92.3, something like that, 92.3 or 92.9 PFF. But collectively, these guys just have to be on the same page with things. Like, I've told you guys, I don't want to go into a thing where I'm like, oh, this is my prediction right now. And I've said this to you guys before. I've really wanted to see the chemistry of this team. I've wanted to sit here and watch at least 2, maybe 3 weeks before I could fully assess this team and what we can do moving forward. Parham had a real... Yeah, he did. He did. Parham was another one that had a very solid grade. He had the best grade amongst all the linemen for us. But are we jumping off the cliff yet? No, and I don't think we should. I've talked about this in regards to our offensive line. I think if things don't work out over the next couple of weeks, then there might be some moves that are made. You know, we did have the visit yesterday. I can't remember the dude's name, so I'm just going to say KO. And he's been out of the league for about 2 years. So is it a panic button yet? No. But like I said, I think in a couple of weeks, if things don't pan out in certain spots, most likely the right tackle position, then they're going to probably look for help. They're probably going to try to make a trade. I talked about Jawan Taylor from the Jaguars a couple of weeks ago, maybe a third-round pick for him, as the Jaguars will be over the cap next season, and they don't plan on extending him as a result of that, for maybe a third-round pick. The defensive interior as well. We have money. Do I say get Sue? Maybe. I think maybe a 2-year, 15.5. He wanted $9 million. You give him $10 million guaranteed. But again, there's nothing to panic about yet. Again, we go into this game this coming Sunday against a team that has lost 7 of the last 9. You put pressure on Murray, and good things can happen for us. Carr plays the right way. Carr uses his vision the right way and doesn't just eye down one receiver. Then we're good. We still have the rotating shield going right now, so we're still waiting Davante Adams, but I'm glad that you guys are here with me. I'm glad I'm able to give you guys all this information that I can right now. Y'all know the routine. For those that have been down since day one, break them thumbs, hit them subs, smash the bell. And if you're on the outside looking in and want to join in on this conversation, just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a dime. Do you see us making any trades later this season? Well, I think we have up until I think it's week... I want to say close to Halloween. So that's like week 7, week 8. I don't know. Sinister, I really don't know. Like I said, I think it's just going to be... We have to see how this stuff happens over the next couple of weeks. And if things are going south, which I'm assuming they won't be, I think we'll be fine. I think they'll stand pat with what they have. Like, we utilized 7 offensive linemen this past Sunday, and this wasn't something that we did out of necessity. This wasn't something we did because this one played like shit and this one didn't. Josh McDaniels said it in the presser on Sunday after the game that was the plan. He was going to utilize these guys. And Mumford did his thing as long as he was out there. He did a pretty decent job. And again, Parham, he's coming into his own. And I've said this before. Trust the lineman whisperer that is Carmen Brasillo. He's going to develop these guys the right way. That matchup, a lot of things that the Chargers did on defense were things that it was like, yeah, we were expecting that, especially the pressure, at least from the outside. The interior, I wasn't too knowledgeable about anyways. And the secondary they moved around a lot. We should sign Sue and figure out right tackle. Mumford is a future starter but needs a year. Look, I've talked about Mumford. I've been high on Mumford. Mumford has been on the heels of Illuminor, and I think that's why another reason he got his shot this past weekend. I think he's going to definitely be a solid person soon. One thing I could say about you always had faith in Brasillo. Ricardo, appreciate you. Look, numbers don't lie. Watching film, it's evident that he has developed a solid top 10 ranked lineman for a few years, and that's what I'm trusting him to do here. I've never said trust the office because that's a Philly sports-based thing, but I trust the office. I trust the coaching staff. I trust our front office, and I think they're going to put a solid product on the field. Was Sunday really a showing of that? We had our goods, we had our bads. Now Davante Adams is up, so listen up, y'all.
I think blew up, obviously, on the internet. Like, what was kind of some of the reactions that you got from that? And when you do something like that, do you just take time to enjoy it? Like, do you enjoy the memes and all that stuff?
I mean, I got a lot of good reactions from it. A lot of people reached out. I saw a lot of comments and stuff like that on social media, but I'm thinking about the next time I'm gonna do it. After you put it on tape one time, I mean, I forget about it usually, and then move on to the next route. That's the expectation I have for myself, especially when I get isolated like that. I expect to, make the DB look like that. If I'm on my cues and I'm doing my thing, that's the standard.
Whoever gets it, whoever's number's called. Josh today was explaining that defense gets a vote too. When y'all get to the line of scrimmage,
100%.
mindset as a wideout when you see the defense is lined up and it's going to differ from what the play might be. And okay, we got to change it. For Davante Adams, when your mindset as a cadence is being called.
Well, I mean, obviously you got to see pre-snap and then assess what it looks like post-snap as well, and then that'll give you a lot of information. But I mean, I do so much film study, and I've been doing it for a long time now, to the point where, based off of leverages and stuff like that, I typically know what's coming. Because if a guy's gonna cheat super far outside, and it don't really matter if I talk about it at the end of the day, because they're gonna play what they play. But if a guy's cheated outside and he's pressed, typically that means he can't let me outside, and that he's got help inside somewhere. So I start to put all of that together as I get lined up, and then look at the shell, look where the star, the nickels, located, because that gives away a lot of information as well. Because every coverage you have something where you can't give something up, as a DB and or a linebacker in the pass game, for that matter. So at the end of the day, you got to alert it both, see what it looks like pre-snap, and then once the play gets going, typically that lets me know if I have any adjustments to my route, if anything I have to change, protect anybody else on the field and different things like that. But like I said before, if they want to double or if they want to roll coverage my way or do things like that, well, that's just going to open up the run game or open it up for other guys down the field as well.
Shout out to Dwayne B. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber. Welcome to the vault, bro.
When in fact it's kind of the continuation of the process, even in games and as you move along. Is there like a timeline that you typically have of kind of getting a good feel for what a team is all about?
I mean, you want to establish your identity as fast as possible, obviously, and that doesn't happen week one, whether it's good or bad, regardless. Like I said, it's going to take some time to get going and really figure out who you are as a squad, whether it's on one side of the ball or all together. So, as time goes by, you can kind of figure that out, but the consistency of it is really what establishes who you are. So, if we would have went out there and scored 50 points, nobody's going to be running around the building feeling like we figured it out. At the end of the day, it takes a accumulation of a lot of good things or a lot of bad things to determine who you are as a team. So, like I said, after the game, it's a lot of good things we put on tape, a lot of things we can build off of, and that's what our main focus is on right now.
How excited are you to be able to play your first home game at Allegiant Stadium this Sunday?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I know I've been getting a lot of good feedback from the fans and seeing, the things that they've been saying, hearing them, in preseason in the stadium and them being excited to see me play. And, it's a lot more of obviously what happened this past game that I'm hoping to put on tape and, come out with some W's for this city. So, the warm welcome that I felt from them is I continue to feel it every day, whether it's, virtually or if it's, in person if I run into somebody. So, real excited, can't wait to get out there.
Going from being the kid wearing the Tim Brown jersey to now on Sunday, you're going to be at the Raiders Stadium with a lot of kids wearing number 17.
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot, man. Like I said, it's a dream come true to be able to be here. It's a little different. I grew up in the Bay, obviously, so it was the Oakland Raiders, but to move to Vegas and continue, my dream and playing the game that I love, I mean, it really don't get much better than this.
Derek was talking about how on Tuesday nights he sometimes has phone conversations with Josh McDaniels. And I'm sure that communication happens between you and Derek as well. And without getting into what you guys talk about, how important it is sometimes just getting at home, sitting down, having a conversation about what's going on away from all of this to have a good, honest kind of conversation.
Well, me and Derek, we don't wait for Tuesday. Typically by the time we get on the bus or, sometimes in the locker room, even this past game, y'all were in there, so we're not chopping up too much about it then, but as soon as we get on the bus, as soon as we have opportunity to talk, it's time to reflect whether or not he went it through for 500 or, or if it was a game like this past game. It's always something that you can build and be better at. So that's typically how we look at it. And if there was some good stuff, we celebrate that stuff as well too. We're not scared to, feel good about our accomplishments and we put a lot into it, a lot of hard work and a lot of time and effort. So, we don't really stop and smell the roses the way everybody else does, but between us, with the way we, converse, we definitely like to acknowledge it. That way you can even build off of the stuff that you did. It's not just about, look, we so great, but, talk about why we did well on certain play or why we did well in the first half versus the second half and different things like that.
Chandler is obviously on the other side of the ball, so you're not really interacting with him a lot. In practice, he's out there with you.
Yeah.
What type of leadership does he bring into this
this locker room. You've been in the league a while now. What have you seen from him in terms of leadership?
Well, Chan is I mean, first of all, more than anything, his vibe and his spirit day to day is what. I mean, I almost can't wait to see Chan in the morning because you know what you're gonna get. He's got the infectious type of personality. I mean, we joke around all the time, and he's a great guy just from a vibe standpoint. And then you get him on the field, and then you talk about a guy. I mean, I think this is year 12 or so for him now, something like that. And just the way he goes about his business, the type of examples that he sets, the type of leader that he is to a leader like Max. You know, he can continue to help him grow as a leader as well. So when you got those type of years behind you and you come out and you still, you know, put it on tape the way that he does and attack the data the way that he does, you know, comes in and he's tapped in every day. So that's all you can really ask from a leader like him.
You've been in the league for a minute now anyway, so I mean, have you seen any other type of leadership like that around the way, or is that just speaks because you've been in the league so long that you recognize it?
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. Obviously, different personalities. Maybe guys aren't as vocal or whatever, but yeah, Chan's not the type of guy. He's not a big rah-rah dude. He's not gonna come out and yell at you to, you know, do whatever. It may not even be a speech. But like I said, the way he gets up and he gets lined up and the way he attacks every single play and you know, technically about it, it's not just, you know, just running around aimlessly. Like, he knows what he's doing, and there's a lot of intent to his work ethic. So I've seen it before, but coming here and, you know, to be a first year, whether you're in your 16th year or your second year, anytime you change teams, it's not easy to come into a new building and just establish yourself as a leader. So the way he's done it is, you know, it's something that I can admire for sure.
Going back to the excitement on Sunday, I think you mentioned that your grandparents have never seen you play professionally.
Yeah, and they're coming. They're coming to the game. So I'm excited about Sorry, I'm super excited.
That was my question, yeah. They're coming.
Yeah, they'll be here. My grandma, we already got her set up at one of the MGM resorts. So yeah, she'll be in town. And then my daughter's birthday is next week, so she'll be out here just hanging out in Vegas, probably on the slots or something, chilling, and yeah, just hanging out with us. So it's good to have them in town. Well, I got a suite. I spent about $500,000 on a Raiders suite. That's probably the one bad thing about coming here is that the suites are significantly more expensive. But yeah, it's good for the family. I probably won't ever see it, but it's fine. It's fine.
A lot of teams around the league had kicking issues this weekend. You had a pretty good one in Green Bay, and obviously here, Daniel's been kind of automatic the last couple years. How much confidence do you give to a team? You don't have to think about it when your kicker goes out there like, oh, he's coming.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the way we think about it. It gives you a lot of confidence. Doesn't put as much pressure on you to score every single time. Obviously, that's the goal, but anytime you can get out there and say, okay, well, you know, we got stopped. We're on the 35 or, you know, the 42 or whatever, and the guy can still put it through, and you got great confidence. You know, it puts you at ease on offense a little bit, and I'm sure the coaching staff as well. But I mean, like I said, our mindset is to put the ball in the end zone regardless. But when you have that to kind of lean on, not putting any extra pressure on him, but you know, we do have that type of confidence in him that he can go drill those.
The Cardinals play really aggressive defense, a lot of man coverage, a lot of blitzing. As a receiver, does that speed up the clock at all? Or do you pretty much just go about things the same way?
Same way. I mean, anytime I get man coverage, I'm excited about that. So, yeah, I hope they do that as much as possible.
All right, so that was Davante Adams. The presser is officially over. A lot of good things. Grandma's going to be in the building this weekend. Salute to Grandma Adams. He was like super excited. That was awesome. That's one thing I can definitely respect about a professional athlete, to have his family be there and just be excited for them to be in the same building and them watch him perform at his highest. So that's awesome. And shout out to him and his family, most definitely. We definitely need more interior pressure. It was too easy to step up and escape the pressure. That was our only glaring problem on defense. On offense, Carr was missing, easily correctable. You're absolutely right. Hard conversations. And we had that conversation a little earlier before you came in. Salute to Buddha. Salute to you. Look for other people other than... Yeah. Look, man, I'm all in on this season. Not to say that I'm not all in on every season, but... Look, it was one game. Granted, it was against a division rival. So look, most likely now, we split with the Chargers. We still got to see the Broncos for 2 games. We got to see the Chiefs for 2 games. Every division game is important. short-term memory, y'all. Short-term memory. We move on to the next team. That's the Arizona Cardinals, and we get the job done. We just win, baby. Zeus wasn't utilized, and I was very surprised. I was definitely surprised. Daniel, shout out to you, Daniel Malero. I didn't, and one of my former coworkers hit me up. Oh, they were sweeping them, right? Like, dude, you're a Steelers fan, and your team won by the skin of their teeth. Couldn't even hit the first field goal in OT, so miss me with that bullshit. We got to make a point this weekend. We have to, absolutely. You're 1,000% correct on that. You're 1,000% correct. You know what? I'm going to try to set this up. It actually doesn't take much to set up anyways. And I don't know what happened. I'm looking at my screen right now, and it says that I've only been live for 18 minutes, and we know I've been on a lot longer than that, so that's kind of funny. I hope YouTube didn't mess this up and cut this live at all, because I'm really having a good time with you guys right now, and I appreciate it. I'm going to try to be on every single day moving forward, or as much as I possibly can. Like, I'm enjoying the new job. I'm loving the new job, but it's a total change right now, and I'm really trying to adjust, and it's difficult. It's very difficult. So if you guys want, the line is open right now. Let me put what the app looks like if you guys don't have it on your phones. Most Android people do. I know iPhones don't, and we're not getting into that debate, but this is what the app looks like. If you guys want to call in, the email is actually running across the bottom of the screen as we speak. Hammers.House3@gmail.com. Call on in. I will pick up. Sound off. I want to hear your guys' opinions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. And while I wait for somebody to call in, I'm going to get into our Pigskin Pick'em for those that are in it. We have 22 in here. Look, I put that link out there for everybody. It is free. I believe you can still join. I'm going to do you guys one better right now. I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys right now. If you guys want to join in, and again, it's free, man. And we're going to go down the record right now. But there's the link for it right there. I'm going to highlight it for you guys as well. I'm not pinning it because I will put the other one up. Actually, I think this is the only one you can join. The Eliminator, I don't think you have a chance to join. But I'm going to get right into this real quick. Like I said, I'm waiting for at least somebody to call. But I finished 7-7 this past weekend. Again, this was it's week one, so you're going to see a lot of bizarre things, a lot of teams win that you did not expect to win. Look, the Bears beat the Niners. It was a fucking terrible fucking rain out there. Audiovisual, actually. Audiovisual as a data technician. And I'm loving it, man. I see a lot of tools, a lot of toys that is just like inspiring me more and more to be in front of this camera for each and every single one of y'all, and maybe get more equipment, and we'll see what happens down the road. Maybe even a sponsorship. You never know. Shout out to GA Patriot. Much love to you, brother. But I digressed already. You know I'm terrible at that. So I finished 7-7. Right now you have in first place JR 2306. He finished 10-5 this past weekend. Memopolis finished 9-6. SC finished 8-7. Sean Johnson 8-7. Ricky 5754 7-8. You have a whole bunch of them. I'm gonna just say the names. Well, actually no. Captain FO. I don't like to say the whole thing. It's just funny. 7-8. And then Raider Nation 12487. Raiderette for life. Me. We finished 7-7. K-Dog, Clippin' Wings, 562 Raider. Well, no. K-Dog and Clippin' Wings finished 7-8. 562 Raiders finished 6-9. Drop 89 finished 6-8. Aunt 6-6-9. ESPN fan, that's somebody from the outside, 6-9. Cool Kev finished 5-10. Raiders 5-8 finished 5-9. The Dark Side 4-10. NorCal 3-11. Just Win Baby 2-4, and the rest. It looks like a lot of new people are joining as we speak because I'm seeing a whole bunch of 0-0s. So, guys, the link is there, man. That link is for the Pigskin Pick'em. It's on ESPN.com. It is free. You guys pick every single team each week that you think is going to win. And we see how this whole season goes and see where you guys finish. I might have a prize for one of you guys if you, in fact, have the best record throughout the regular season. So I would love for you guys to join. Like I said, I put it on all my social media platforms. I did mention it here last week. And weekly, we will go through the records. Next time, I'll even put the record on the screen for you guys to see. Shout out to my son, Prez. Yesterday, we unveiled our first of many this coming season, our installment of Hard Hits with the Hammer. We're not going to do a top 10 moving forward. We talked about this. I think a 5 to 8 minute compilation will actually be a lot better. The captions were hysterical. I think that's one thing. We definitely got to have some like funny ass captions for a lot of those hits. But I thought it was a pretty good way to start. Again, this will be a regular thing. I think it'll be unveiled every Tuesday evening as week 1 concludes every Monday. So definitely stay tuned for that. Hammer, does your barber travel? Nobody in Tucson can hook up a beard worth a damn. I just got this new barber, and I'm going to shout him out. Prez, if you can, I would love for you to get a clip of this. I will send this to him immediately. But shout out to Nathan of Modern Barbers. He did a phenomenal job with the fade. He did a phenomenal job with the beard. Exactly what I wanted. I'm growing the beard back out. It's just going to be faded on the sides. But shout out to Nathan. Thank you so much, and I'll definitely be seeing you soon. I see a lot of new people are flooding into into the Pigskin Pick'em. I appreciate y'all. Again, I'm going to leave the link here for a bit. The Eliminator, I don't think you can join, as we already are down. There was 11 people to join that. And out of the 11, there's only 4 left, including myself. I took the Baltimore Ravens to beat the New York Jets. And like I said, out of the 11, there's only 4 remaining. That was pretty dope. Number 1, 2, 3. That is a dope name. I like that. What is good, bro? Again, if you guys are on the outside looking in right now, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. We're trying to get to 5K. We're nearing closer and closer to, I believe, 3,900. I think we're about 52 away from 3,900. ML, it's right there on the bottom of the screen. If you see the ticker, hammershouse3@gmail.com. Call in. It is open right now. The last call I see was from Sunday when we did our start sits. Another thing, for those that are new here, for those that love fantasy football, for those that are playing in their leagues, Sunday mornings for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe even longer, it's a live call-in. You guys call in, you ask your start-sit questions. You can ask your start-sit questions in the chat as well. And we go through the scenarios. We go through guys. It could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4. Your positions, what type of guys, who you think you should start and who you think should sit. No, Moazi, I'm not worried at all, man. We're good. Like I said, it was week 1. Week 1 was insane for everybody, not just us. Yeah, GA, and I was just about to touch on that. And now people are telling me to, like, I'm getting the reports that, like, the waiver wire, I should pick them up. That was a surprise for a lot of people, including myself, and a lot of the experts as well were stunned with what happened and how well Cordell Patterson did against a defense in the Saints that has been pretty damn good for the last couple of years. So, yeah, my apologies for that one, but I think a lot of other starts that people were asking about did pretty well. People asked about Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel did pretty good job, except for that one fumble just near the goal line. And there's a bunch of others. Those, and I said it in the comments after that live, it pained me when you guys asked me who should I start, Derek Carr or Patrick Mahomes, but you guys saw what Patrick Mahomes did. He had 5 touchdown passes. So, again, I'm going to try my best to give you guys the best lineups you can have this coming season. And again, it's going to be something we will do every single Sunday throughout the season for your fantasy teams. I want to have you guys ready, and winning as much as possible. You guys, hopefully I can get you guys to win your leagues, most definitely. Who's going to have a bigger game this week, Waller or Renfro? Ooh. Cars. And cool, Kev, I was getting eviscerated because I had Kirk Cousins ahead of him in the pre-rankings. Look, there's a difference between fantasy football and there's a difference between reality football. Reality football, we know realistically that Derek Carr is better than Kirk Cousins. Just saying. When it comes from a fantasy aspect, we got to see how the rest of the season goes to really fully assess that one. Just saying. Red Night Mess, I'm still starting Carr. All right. Chad Smith, appreciate you pulling on up. Cordell Patterson was pretty versatile at the University of Tennessee. Look, Atlanta really started to utilize him, and he had his coming out party last year as a Swiss Army knife, doing everything that he did, whether it being rushing or receiving. So, look, dude is another one of those dual threats now, and I would say, depending on your matchups moving forward, yeah, if you have him, start him. Definitely. I'm still starting Carr over Mahomes, Raider Nation for life. Mariota did look good. He did look good. Again, guys, you guys can call in. Nobody's doing it. I'll put the email up for those. The link is still on. Oh, it was on the screen. I'm sorry. Now I got to find it. And if I can't find it, somebody else is going to have to do it. There we go. Let me highlight this all. I'm in the wrong fucking part of it now. I'm putting this up again for you guys. If you want to join the weekly Pigskin Pick'em, hit that link. It's already started to grow a hell of a lot more than it did. We're already at about 28 people. Again, it's free. But like I said, I might just give you guys a big prize at the conclusion of the season if you had the best record. So you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. Rodgers messed me up in fantasy. Yeah. Rodgers didn't have a great game either. Mahomes on my bench, so nobody else plays him. Ha! That's fucking funny. I'm sorry. Hard questions. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm all over the place, as you guys can see. I think Waller is going to have a solid game. A better game, I think it's going to be a toss-up. Shout out to K-Hop. Welcome to the Vault. Welcome to the official, the original, the only house. Welcome to Hammers.House. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber. Again, if you guys are on the outside looking in right now, can't figure out why you can't be part of the chat, it's because you're not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a dime. Let's run those numbers up and enjoy a nice conversation with the rest of your brothers and sisters. That is the Raider Nation. Just in... Yeah, okay. Stop it, Willie. I started Matthew Stafford over Rodgers. Both had terrible weeks. One, but Rams playing Falcons. Prez, you're disgusting. I'm not reading that. You're going to make me throw up. You're disgusting. You're a fucking clown, man. Willie is terrible for that one. Don't do that. I'm glad I didn't read that. I'm telling you, you guys are killing me, man. You guys are going to make me pull a Ron Burgundy one day, and I'm going to get canceled. Y'all need to stop. Unless you guys really, like, hate me or something, which I hope you don't. I see we got new people coming, joining that Pigskin Pick'em. So I'm going to put the email up on the screen. Hopefully, if you guys have the app, and I did show the app before, I'll show it again for those that are iPhone users. No judgment. But I put it in the chat. This is what the app looks like in the, what is it, the iTunes store, the Apple store, whatever it is. I have a MacBook and I'm still shitting on them. But yes, this is what it looks like. Download the app. It used to be Google Duo. Use that app and call the email. The email is right there. You guys can sound off real quick. I'm not going to be on much longer. I think we've already been on. Somebody can tell me because I don't know. Because like I said, it's showing I've been on a half hour. I think we've been on a lot longer than that. But Hammer, I've been thinking about this since the loss on Sunday. It was clear that we needed some burn in the preseason with our performance on Sunday. What's different about week 2? That we just got the rust off after that week 1 game. I agree with you in regards to, all right, so we have been on for an hour. All right, cool. I I've said it as well. I definitely agree with you. Maybe they should have played maybe a series or 2 or 3 or maybe a whole quarter. But, yeah, I hope things are different come next season with that. It definitely... That game left a bit of a bad taste in everybody's mouth, but I just answered, LV. I just answered, bro. I'm sorry. Look, it's hard for me to keep up and doing multiple things. Like, I can multitask, and I'm trying my best to stay on top of everything right now for you guys. You know, if you guys ask me questions that are legit, credible football questions, I'm going to respond to the best of my ability. I'm sorry. You guys are making me feel bad that now. Of course, bro. Come on. You're another one of my big supporters. Of course. Got to be honest, the Seahawks-Broncos game was fire. Glad to have football back. A game that I did not expect for it to end up the way it did. I got to... You know what's funny, Nomad? I actually have to wear these now. Like, I normally wear contacts. But with the job, and I'm in front of a computer a lot, I have to be, like, I don't want to kill my eyes with contacts. So you're probably going to see me with glasses on probably throughout the week when we're live. That Seahawks-Bronco game, I did not see it going that way. And I had a close friend of mine talk about Geno Smith yesterday. And they're like, oh... He got a bad deal in New York. Now, for those who don't know, Geno Smith was drafted in the 3rd round by the New York Jets. He came out of West Virginia. He more or less sulked and pouted like a little bitch and was going to leave Radio City Music Hall because he wasn't drafted early enough. It's okay, you got drafted in the 3rd round. Started a couple of games for the Jets. You also owed one of your teammates, IK and Polly, some money, refused to give him his money, and he broke your jaw. So I don't think you got a bad rap. You created those issues for yourself. You are now in Seattle. You're starting, which I thought Drew Lock. I was under the belief that Drew Lock was the starting quarterback for the Seahawks. But Geno Smith did his thing with the familiar weapons that Seattle's had for several years now. And their O-line seemed to do a better job Monday than they did with Russell Wilson as their quarterback. So... whatever. Props to him. He got a win. He beat Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson got booed throughout by the 12th man up in Seattle. And, yeah, Monday night was an emotional win for me. My dad was a diehard Seahawks fan. He would have been over the moon. I'm trying to call in. How you calling? Just put the email in and call. Like, nothing's going off. I have no alerts. I have no missed calls. Something just went off, though. All right, so there's a 702 that called. I'm going to just call it back because it's not... I don't know if it's a notification thing or what. Hold on one second, guys. I will call you guys myself now because, yeah, let's see. 702 first. It's not going to pick... All right. Yo, you're in the vault. Who's this?
What's up, Hammer? It's Matt.
What's going on, kid?
ML.
What's good?
What's going on, man?
What do you got to say? It's all you. Floor is yours. Uh-oh. Matt, you there? I guess we lost him. All right. Next one, 626. I'm just dropping and breaking stuff today. Yo, you're in the vault. Who's this?
Yo.
Can you hear me? Now all of a sudden this doesn't want to work for people? Yo! Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. I agree. I 100% agree with you. You're in the vault. Who's this?
Yo, this is Big Mike. What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good, man. You know, just ascended from playing Raiders. I was the one that made all that weird noise last time I called.
Yeah, it was. We definitely thought you got abducted by aliens or something.
Right. right. Hey, my quick take, man. Offensively, man, we're going to see a lot of blitzes from the Cardinals because that's what they like to do defensively. So Carr's going to do what he does. Usually he picks apart defenses when they blitz heavy. So I'm expecting him to, take what the defense is giving him and get rid of that ball quickly, unlike what we saw last week. And defensively for us, now I've been saying this all week. We got Kyler Murray, and the talk with him has been that, he's not a big studier of the film. So we got to test that theory and throw some kind of exotic defenses at him, throw some blitzes at him at different angles and stuff. So that's what I'm expecting defensively. I'm expecting a lot of turnovers, and I'm expecting us to win this game pretty big, man.
I've said it before, pressure breaks pipes, and it starts with that interior line. If they could be disruptive on those guys, it'll open up the possibilities for the rest of the defense. But at the same time, we're going to have a linebacker that spies on Murray in the middle every time. We're going to need to have Max and Chandler Jones contain the edge. If they contain, shit closes up. He's going to have to try to shoot for the middle. And let us know how that works out for you. It could be Jayon Brown. It could be Denzel Perryman. But somebody's going to be lighting his ass up throughout that game.
Absolutely, man. I like this game. I think we got it big. Yeah, and that's about it, man. I just want to give you a call. And, keep it up, man. Great work what you're doing with the fantasy football as well, man.
Trying to do what I can for you guys. I always say if it's not for you guys, this channel wouldn't be where it's at. Prez just asked, how did you like his top 10 list?
The top 10? It was solid, bro. It was solid, bro. I'll hit him up. All
right, bro. It's always a pleasure when you call. Appreciate you, and we'll definitely be talking soon.
All right, man. Take it easy, bro.
Be safe, bro. Another one of the biggest supporters I have, Big Mike. Definitely appreciate him calling in. Guys, the email was up there. Just call on in. It's working now. I think I actually just have to have the tab open on my browser, and you guys can call on in. We favored by 5 and the hook. Yeah, I saw that. The hell was that? Oh, something else. Never mind. But, again, you guys want to call in, call on in. We put him on the map with the Swiss butter knife fish. There you go. You know what? We haven't had any fun with this today, and I hope that we get to hear this, over and over and over again this weekend, especially now that we're home.
Touchdown!
I'm really anticipating
Raiders!
hearing that over and over and over again this coming weekend, man. Bruno, I thought it was a good presser. He said what he said, and look, he's not going to shy away from shit either. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. Dude does his job on the field, and he made a couple of those corners look like fools the other day. And that was one thing one of the reporters asked, that it became a meme, how he shook that dude out of his cleats. So, look, I stand by it when I say it, and I will say this until he's done. But Davante Adams is the elite of the elite when it comes to receivers. And I don't care if you could say any other names you want, but I'm telling you right now, Davante Adams is below them. Or I'm sorry, they're below him, rather. I'm sorry. Did you see how good the rookie... Yes, I did. Buddha, we talked about that earlier. And again, in the event that Andre James is unavailable this coming Sunday, we most likely... we could potentially see Dylan Parham starting at center. We saw what he did throughout the preseason at the center position. He had a pretty solid grade. He didn't allow any pressures this past weekend. He had the highest grade of any lineman that played. So I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I'm curious to see how this plays out with Dylan Parham. I really am. Going to the game, it's going to be rocking LV. I hope you enjoy. For those that are following me on IG, I did say, unfortunately, I'm most likely not going to be able to go to the 3 away games I wanted to. That's including next weekend. New Orleans and the LA one I was really excited about. I need to check some things first, but even if the LA game was the only one, if I'm not able to go, I'm going to try for the game against New England in December. And if anybody has a connection out in Vegas, if anybody has a discount or anybody has an available ticket, Just shoot me a message on Twitter or IG, and if I can, I definitely will have no problem copping a ticket to go and go to a home game. I think would be better than the away games anyways. Jermaine Illuminor played well. Not sure why people think he didn't. I didn't say he didn't. I think Thayer Mumford did good as well when he filled in for him. But again, this was planned. They used all 7 linemen. We still don't know the certainty with Andre James this coming week, but we take it as it goes, one day at a time. Yeah, I saw, and it was rough. I'm going to get on my desktop now. Hopefully my mouse works. I can't with you, Prez. You're such a fool. All right. You guys have said it, because, again, I really don't know how long it's been, but we've been on for over an hour. We have 114 in here. I think we are actually on all the platforms as well. I think we're on Facebook. We are on Twitch. I just don't have the view count up. But, yeah, those that are on those platforms, Facebook and Twitch, come over to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. That's the only way you can even join the chat. So, I know that it's not Streamlabs, so I can't look. I mean, StreamYard, so I can't see how many platforms I'm on, but I think I'm on 3 of them. It's absolutely one game at a time, and like I said, short-term memory. We move on. We look forward to Arizona. That's it. That's it. Bruno, you're absolutely right. All right. I'm going to wrap up. I think we went over. Actually, we didn't. I'm not done yet. Because this was another thing I wanted to do, but I got home and saw that the presser was coming on, so I was like, all right, we'll do this. From the trenches, it's all good. I'm not going to leave yet. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. And again, if you guys want to call in, feel free to call on in. The email is going across the ticker alongside the rest of my social medias, including my Xbox and my Activision. Y'all ever want to throw down in some team deathmatch, some preferably hardcore team deathmatch on Call of Duty, that's the way to add me, and we could definitely create a group and tear shit up as a Raider Nation. There's my email right there, Hammers.House3@gmail. If you guys want to call me, you use the Google Meets app. It's right here. It's free. If you don't have the app, download the app. You put the email in, and that's how you get a hold of me. But I wanted to talk about these rankings as well right over there. So these are the rankings going into this coming weekend. Shit, let me move over. This is the offensive rankings. We're ranked 21st. They're ranked 24th. Russia offense, 29th. Again, it wasn't that great of a game for us. 12th in passing. Points per game, 22nd. Third down efficiency, 11th. Not bad, actually. Fourth down, 10th. Red zone, 11th. And you see the rest. You see the Cardinals, 24th, 16th, 26th, 15th, 28th, 6th, tied first. When it comes to the defense, they're down at the bottom of the barrel. We're in the middle, actually. Total defense, we're ranked 16th. I've said 12th to 15th. And look, we're right in the middle of the pack right now, so that's not bad. This could only get better from here, y'all. Cardinals are ranked 31st. Their passing defense, or their rushing, is ranked 22nd. Their passing is 32nd. Like I said, Mahomes had a field day. He threw for 5 touchdowns against them. Possibilities are endless, man. We got to really start with the running game first. And then we go to passing and opening up things. The screen game, the play action, the deep ball, all that stuff. But that right there is the rankings going into this week 2 matchup. Get rid of that. Shout out to D. Bernie on that $2 super chat. I think we should spy Murray with Abram. Look, I said we need to spy him. If Patrick Graham decides that that's the route he wants to go and put Abram in the box this coming weekend, we got a call. You're in the vault with Hammer. Who's this?
What's up, Hammer? It's Georgia Patriot.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, not a whole lot. I was listening in the car. I just got home, a bad signal, so I thought I'd call in and say salute to the nation.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I can't remember where I heard this, but everybody's been down on our O-line talking about, Carr not having time in the pocket. But his average time to pass was like 15th or 16th in the league. So it's average. Our O-line's not just complete crap. They're just average. No, they're not great. They didn't do a great job, but, they're giving him time.
They're giving him time, and like I said, like watching, and I didn't get to watch the whole thing again, but watching a little bit of the game film and what I saw from the offensive line, they weren't too bad, but there were times where the pocket was just collapsing so quickly.
Yeah.
And instead of breaking the pocket and moving his feet, he just sat there and got sacked, 5 times? That's too much, man. That's too much.
Well, Carr has this habit of feeding his BFFs in week 1, right? So last year it was Waller. This year it was Abrams and Khalil.
I think it's wow. Wow. I'm telling you, like, it was week 1. We finally got to see the finished product of the 53-man roster. Short-term memory, we move on. I think they just got the rust off. I think things are going to be perfectly fine moving forward. I think that they're just going to adapt to things and they're going to be fine. They just have to play smart and do the right things out there, especially both sides of the ball. I can't say just offensively. Like, both sides of the ball, these guys just need to compete and do what's asked of them. That's it. I'm here for it, man. We're going to be fine. Everybody was already hitting the panic button on Monday. You got the couch GMs that were already, F this, F that, this one's garbage. Whatever. I'm not with that. I'm not going to be about that.
Armchair coaching is a whole lot easier than sideline coaching. That's why I'm so good at it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But, and I agree with D. Burney. I think stick Abram in the box, let him spy. If they try to pull them sneaky draw plays, he'll kill them. And if Murray tries to sneak out of the pocket and forgets to slide, it'll be the last time he forgets to slide.
Murray's going to take a shot, whether it being from Abram or Perryman, that Murray's going to be curled up in a fetal position sucking his thumb.
Yeah, right. But, and what a lot of people forget, the Chargers' defense is no joke.
That's the thing. A lot of people did not really know what to expect. I personally, watching game film that I saw and things that I had read over the last few weeks, obviously the stuff I was looking at was last year's defense. So obviously it wasn't the same. It's been revamped, but they did things differently from the things that I was projecting and things that I said our offense needed to do. And our offense did a lot of the things that we did things backwards. We aired it out way too much. We didn't really use that running game.
I agree.
So it is what it is.
The comment that Graphic made the other day about maybe McDaniels just outcoached himself. We did all these screens, we did all these running plays in the preseason, and maybe he was thinking that that's what the Chargers are going to be expecting, so he tried to flip the script and go the opposite way. And maybe just caught himself in a bad spot.
You also got to realize that the preseason, you didn't use your starters.
Right.
So, if that was the case, damn, bro, you should have, maybe you overthought a little bit and second-guessed yourself and second-guessed your offense with what it was that you were really trying to put out there on Sunday. But again, we bounce back, and you'll have people right away that are back on the ship and not jumping off the cliff, so...
Right.
But we lost by...
You're not going to make it to Nashville. I was hoping to see you.
Bro, I'm so... Yeah, again, I just started this week, so I can't just be like, hey, by the way...
I need every Sunday off.
Well, no, my weekends are off. Right. It's a Monday through Friday thing now, but it's if I were to go Sunday and then come back Monday, whatever, I can't do that. Vitality was good, man. But,
it's a good thing for me. I can leave my house at 8 o'clock in the morning, be to Nashville, catch a game, and still be home before dark. It's like an hour and a half drive.
See, you're lucky. I'm struggling.
But that's why that's the only game I'm going to make this year.
Salute, GA. Speaking of slide, how do y'all feel about Herbert's tendency to delay his slide? It cost us a late hit. Look, I'm not. As much as I don't want to say this, I supported him at Oregon. I was pissed that he got drafted by the Chargers, but he's not a dumb quarterback. And smart quarterbacks do shit like that to fucking get the yards that they need. Get the additional 15. He's not stupid.
Yeah. You know, and smart quarterback, and underthrowing passes on purpose if they know they're going to get pass interference. You know, they do that crap.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. GA, it's always a pleasure when you call in, bro. And I'll definitely be talking to you soon.
All right, peace.
Later, brother.
Peace, nation.
Another one of the loyal ones, GA Patriot. Appreciate you, bro. Preseason, all you run is vanilla plays and even speak with the opposite coach, and sometimes you help them out and run offensive plays their defense needs help working on. Jody, what up? Bruno, rumor out is that Kirby was told not to go hard on us after the third interception. I doubt that. But I think we accomplished a lot. We don't get breaks just like Mac face. Yep, you're right. But again, you guys know how that goes. It's the referee's rule book and Roger Goodell's rule book. Page 1, fuck the Raiders. Last page, see page 1. We're damned if we do, damned if we don't. We will forever be public enemy number 1. We know how that goes. This is why we just got to punch people in the mouth, do our job, and just win, baby. That's all it comes down to. Yep, you're absolutely right. All right, guys. We did this for over an hour. I appreciate everybody that came on in. I appreciate Big Mike, GA, for calling on in. Again, that's another part of this that is all about you guys and the best way to interact. If you guys want to sound off, you guys can call whenever we open the lines up. We will be back tomorrow. We covered just about everything, but we will talk about any other news that breaks. The pressers, again, like now the pressers are while I'm at work, so I will maybe watch them at work. If there's something I hear that's insightful, I'll probably replay like a clip or two. But I think that'll be the best way to do it. Again, if any news breaks during the day tomorrow, we will cover it. Any pressers, we'll cover it tomorrow. And any other injury updates, as well as we are getting ready for our Week 2 matchup versus the Arizona Cardinals. I appreciate y'all. For those that didn't already on your way out, break those thumbs. For those that don't know what that means hit that like button. The ones on the outside looking in, hit that subscribe button. And smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders rumors, news, updates, and reactions right here in the official, the original, the only house, Hammers.House. Guys, continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID and monkeypox is around, so remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, y'all, we out.